Right, I think we're live. This is now all public.
Oh, wonderful. Right,
God, I haven't done a TikTok in like 2 weeks. So we are we actually live?
We're legitimately live. I don't know if anyone wants to check that. That's the thing.
Oh yeah, I'll check it.
Lovely.
I'm gonna sneeze.
Oh,
10 subscribers.
my lamp is actually needed.
Oh, I'm watching us. I'll turn this off.
Oh, Dan, could you mute yourself but check whether the audio is actually like in sync?
It sounds like we're lined up.
No. As in sync with our mouths on the video. But now we've got a lot of echo if you play it. No. As in sync with our mouths on the video. But now we've got a lot of echo if you play it.
I think we are, yeah.
Wow.
Hello, future me.
Lag. Future me sucks.
Ah, there he is.
Anyway, we're live.
Wait, is that future you or past you?
Who cares?
I was saying hello to.
I mean,
future. Anyway.
This is fully rolling content.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's not like let's wait for the people to drop in.
I was gonna say we've got one viewer, but we know that because he's sat here.
It's Dan.
Yeah, I'm now no longer viewing.
So.
Oh, 0 viewers it is. Right.
Oh, you know what's actually kind of sick? I can add timestamps while we're live.
Oh, that's lovely.
Oh,
I know that makes Joe's life so much easier.
Dan, you don't understand how long chapters take.
Yeah. What I am conscious about
chapters take. Honestly,
this is
chapters
take. At the
take.
start of our video, so we should.
Yeah.
That's we can do a chapter
stream
to say,
starts
don't
here.
Listen to this
Yeah. Right.
No, chapters genuinely take about as long as the video is to do. So yeah, if you could do that manually, that's wonderful.
It says unable to add stream. Oh, it says unable to add stream markers. Oh, that's a shame. Well, we wasted that chat on nothing.
Okay. Well, what is this pod, guys? What's this one? Midweek Madness, it's called, because it is madness, and we're in midweek.
Has anyone got the theme tune? Oh no, it's an outro, isn't it? All you gotta do is get it ready for the outro.
Because what it's doing is it's encouraging people to watch it to the end. So
can we have the original theme tune if you can get the theme tune done?
Yeah.
Not the outro one.
Oh, do you mean the OG countdown one that you bashed out in the first episode? I listened to that earlier.
Oh, my guy's getting his speaker out. Well, obviously hold it up to your headset, not the laptop.
The outro. Hey, there we go.
Yeah.
Well, that's the outro. That's the podcast done, guys.
Wait, one sec. Wait. Reload the thing.
To be honest, the outro kind of sounded.
FPL Good Guys. Hiya, welcome everyone.
Yeah, let's just act like that beginning part didn't happen.
Now we can do the old. How are you doing today, BB? How are you doing today, Joe?
FPL wise, I've been better.
FPL wise, I'm doing okay. I mean, me and you've got the same points. You've got a green arrow. What are you moaning about? Man? It's fine. says the guy on the shitty one. Slight green for me. Only a small one. So I mean, my mood is neutral. Yeah, fine. Thanks, Dan. How are you doing?
In an FPL sense, since that's what we're talking about, I feel pretty satisfied. I mean, my not like over the moon, but it's been like a professional performance from the boys this week. I mean, what my rank has gone from 1.573 mil to 913k, so another just bit of a climb. Not like, yeah, it's a professional performance from the boys. So yeah, I'll take it.
Solid. Well,
how do we feel about taking a different approach today? Instead of going through our teams, because I feel like that's just a bit dead at this point.
Would have been my turn first.
Oh yeah. Instead of
What's
doing
this idea
that,
you say, Baron?
Oh, Joe, you're small on the stream. That's fine. You can be small. The other idea was we work back to front. So
what does that mean?
The differential picks of the week.
Yeah. Talk about first how the eye test went, then how our differential of picks went, then how we have sort of general FPL thoughts, and then we can finish with our teams and how we look to think of it for next week.
To be fair, it really upsets me to say this because, you know, I was kind of, it would have been a moment of joy, revelled in my, you know, going first. It's like, wow, and as the best good guy.
Oh, yeah, we have robbed you of that.
Sadly, I actually agree with the merits of your idea. It's just conflicting because...
Because it just sort of makes more sense instead.
Oh, no, yeah, it makes more sense. I agree with you.
Well, how about we do your team and then we move back on to the differentials of the week?
Well, as well, what we want to avoid is, you know, we say, oh, here's, you know, the best FPL good guy of the week, Dan, and then you chat, and then everyone's like, oh bloody hell, this is the best they've got to offer. Let's not bother.
No one's gonna make it to the end.
Discussing this though the other time.
yeah, it's Dan targeted.
We've got to try and keep our current one viewer still active.
It's probably you, though.
Yeah, I've just got it open in the other tab.
Well, let's go with BV's idea because I think it's annoying, but it's fucking makes sense because then you talk about the different like hot topics, and then I feel like because it starts like that, because when we go through our team, it's less conversationally because you're thinking, oh, it's this person's turn to talk, and then they go on a load of shite, and then you just interject every so often. Starting out like this, it's just like everyone can talk freely because it's like it's no one's turn, and then you can sling the shit. And then because you've already discussed a load of this, rather than with, say, Joe talking through his team, but then me and BV will end up talking about ours anyway because it just comes up in conversation, say when he mentions a James or Haaland or whatever the hell.
There we go.
Yeah, it makes sense just doing that first, and then it'll just be a quicker recap. And plus we'll have thought about what we're going to do, so then we'll probably know more about our transfers.
Right, Dan, you don't have to persuade us, we've already decided.
Yeah. From a chapter standpoint, though, can we have fairly well-defined sections? When we're sort of strafing in and out of conversation, it makes it a little bit more difficult to do that. So if we could have nicely defined sections, that's easy for me, if I'm going to do the chapters, but also for the viewers, if they want to just hear about a specific person, then
like
they can skip to a particular point.
Right. Chapter 1, the eye test. Yes, is that what it was called, wasn't it?
The eye test. Wait, how far through are we, Baron? I'll write it down for later.
I've sort of I'm pressing the button. I don't know if it's working.
I'll take that. Right, the eye test. So, from the games that we've all watched this weekend, what did we... Not this weekend, this midweek.
Yeah, none of us have watched anything.
What happens when the games are on BT Sport?
I did watch yesterday half-ish. I saw... Okay, I'll tell you exactly what I did down my eye test route. I turned on the TV. I first watched Chelsea, and I saw them concede a goal. I then thought, well, my clean sheet for Cucurella's gone. This match is dead to me. Let's just rule out that I'm a Chelsea fan. Moved on to the next game, which was Leeds versus Everton. I saw Rodrigo go nearly through on goal, dislocates his shoulder. I then thought, well, this game is dead to me. And then I ended up on Brighton v Fulham, and that game gave me a return. Andreas Pereira, what a sick boy. I then
He also
thought,
gave me a return.
did he give? Oh no, Joe, you sold him.
I did indeed sell
Didn't you
Pereira,
say?
but
Didn't you say last time on last week's stream you didn't want to sell Pereira? You didn't want to sell someone that played.
No,
Nah.
I think it was. To be fair, wasn't it last week where I think I ended up saying I liked Pereira, and then Joe, didn't you say like at the end too about the eye test you liked Pereira, but you were already planning to kind of sell him. So that was
I
actually
did.
good work for us boys. Well done me and you, Joe, even though you might not be feeling the victory.
Well, to be, I mean, I don't feel sad. I mean, his replacement Aronson did get an assist.
Yeah.
He got 5, and as well, I watched the highlights to that game, and he had a really good effort, a decent chance, which he whipped towards the top corner, which was nicely saved by what's his name, Pickford. So he could have got some more. That's a double. I'm trying to think who they played. They played Everton, so it's Pickford again. Yeah, Aronson, I was happy with him. Not just because he got the assist, but he also looked promising in the highlights. So I guess the limited eye test I have done. Aronson is nice. I don't mind him.
I do want to point out that last week I came on here and Semi pointed out Lavia or whatever his name was, and we sort of joked around, oh, it could be him, it could not be him, And then he went and scored 4.9 mil.
Is he not a 4.5er?
Is he 4.5 or 4.9? I couldn't.
I think he's one of the 4.5 lads.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, decent shout there. I just wasn't gonna go there at all.
That's nice. I do feel like he's basically Oriol Romeu.
Yeah, but in last week when I saw him against United, he tried the bicy kick. I was just gonna go.
Romeu ain't doing that.
Yeah. And then today he scored from outside the box. Well, yesterday.
Yeah, from a corner being headed out. So
and it was a decent
fair play
finish.
to Lavia. Yeah, he's doing quite well. I know the Southampton fans quite like him. However much that translates to FPL remains to be seen.
Yeah.
But no, Lavia, good lad at 4.5.
I don't know if James Ward-Prowse got the assist for that Lavia goal or not, but
Don't think so.
first, well, he kind of did. I mean, he put the corner in, it got deflected out, and Lavia took it. But yeah, just James Ward-Prowse. I kind of back him just because he's on everything. That's my other eye
you
test.
backed him last season too, didn't you?
Yeah, no, you got
But then
me.
you benched him for his double-digit hauls.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks. Let's just have that on the record, yeah. Yeah, he's on all set pieces. That's
See, the only thing I can say is I am actually going to make a one sec. What time of the don't worry, I can quickly see this on One Football. What time of the game's on? Oh, a plethora. I'm going to watch at least one game this weekend.
So that's the
I
kind
will
of
have
stuff we
something
like.
to bring to the table.
wow. And do you know roughly, Dan, which game out of the fixture list you find most appealing to scout for eye testers?
Well, which game I find most appealing might not be the game I watch because I might be yeeted into work.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I actually know when I'm working.
No, as in if you were a fan that had Ultimate Time, unlimited actually.
If I had unlimited time,
but could only watch one.
Watch him say 2 now.
he's not going to give a definite answer, is he?
I'm definitely the sort of person who was going to say 2 then, but I'll say 1. I do want to say
no.
2. But
Don't do it.
Manchester United versus Arsenal.
Lovely.
It's a big game.
But I could be suddenly yeeted into work for that. But they.
Oh, Dan, you're muted. Oh, Ben,
sorry.
you muted it. Yeah, that needed to happen. Just keep him there. That's fine. Right, Evie, who excited you this week?
I was lining it up, but just in case if he went for the, in my head I was like, if he says "and," I'm gonna mute him.
Oh yeah. I talk over people, but says the guy fucking muting people. It's like fucking.
Oh no! I never shout people out for talking over them. I don't mind it.
Oh no, you were the advocator of the hands up system.
Yeah,
no, Dan didn't like that very much. Anyway, no. Who caught your eye this week, BB? If anyone.
Well,
Or who do you like after the results? Let's say.
well, I've seen none of the highlights. I actually don't even know if I fully know today's results. But yesterday I did like.
Gordon scored again. What do you think about that?
He scored like his second career goal. His like fourth Premier League goal or something like that.
He scored
like,
two games
yeah,
in a row.
yeah. But I did actually look at him like 3 weeks ago because Everton had a decent fixture run, and then I just thought it's Everton. I'm never gonna go there. But he does sort of appeal the fact that he is basically their talisman right now, with no DCL or anything. It's not like
I wonder if he's on set pieces.
he is actually.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Is
he's
that
on
what
pens though.
BV likes a man on pens.
Yeah, he's not on pens.
Something interesting which I saw mentioned on Reddit earlier is how someone like a Gordon or definitely Wilfred Zaha might be playing well to try and get a move away. I know Zaha has been definitely guilty of doing that in the past, and he's performing quite well at the moment. But if he doesn't get a transfer away, which he's quite heavily linked to, maybe we'll see his form plummet if he's trapped at Palace once again.
I don't think we will with Zaha, It might be the case for Gordon, but I think with Zaha, obviously, like, he's definitely done that in the past, but I don't know if the ship sailed for him and he kind of knows, but I feel like with Zaha, maybe by now he's just kind of all right with being, because he is adored by the Crystal Palace supporters. He's the messiah of the Eagles.
Jesus.
He's not gone.
He's famously the Messiah. I always hear them shout Messiah, Zaha.
But it's just like the god of the god of the birds or something. Messiah of the Eagles.
Oh, God.
I don't even know how to finish a sentence that starts like that, but I think he's gonna do good still.
Oh
I
god.
kind of threw myself off.
And that's what you went for.
So he's the talisman, but I think he's now happy with it because he's been in this boat for years, literally.
He's literally put in a transfer request.
He's just been linked away.
Well, then maybe he'll play for the January move.
Yeah, he'll do that in December. We'll remember in December or January.
Ooh, but maybe if he doesn't step up, maybe Eberechi Eze will.
Oh, God.
Right, now Dan's bias is behind us. Joe, who did you find as your eye test sources?
Yeah. Well, I've watched the highlights to most of the games so far this week. I'd say, obviously, I already have him, but for any of you out there that don't, or BV and Dan, you both don't have him. Aronson, I mentioned earlier, looked quite promising in the game against Everton. He's got Brentford away next week, which isn't the best fixture, but it's not terrible. But you definitely want to play him the week after, where he's got Forest at home. That could be a really juicy game. And as well, if Rodrigo's still out...
I mean, he might not score against Forest. But
Dean Henderson over here. Yeah. No, I mean, he might not, but I think if he's going to score against anyone, then Forest is a good shout. And Aronson's looked like quite a good player, so I think that's...
See, it is...
Forest have just conceded 6 as well.
When people bring up, like, against Forest, the thought of just buying in on that, it feels like placing a bet on someone to sleep with your wife. It's just like, it's not a bet you want to cash in.
But I mean, you can cover both exits in that case. Then, if you had Henderson and Aronson, you're sort of betting against your own demise, but at least you're sort of half winning either way.
And you want Aronson to have those shots, and if he has the shots on target, but Henderson saves them, you're still cheering. It's like, go boys.
I mean, in these last 2 games, Saka has racked up 1 XG. What do you think of that?
I've gone from Eze to Saka.
Honestly, there is a little bit of bias here, maybe. I'm not sure. I might be wrong.
Are you trying to help the viewers, or are you trying to help yourself?
Yeah, he's trying to help himself. That's what you've been doing all of these podcasts, man. You've been asking us questions, and there's sort of undertones of, should I do this for my team?
But thinking about it, I naturally, the players I back are the players I bring in. Makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah, but you can be objective.
I mean,
Whatever.
Gross is a good boy.
I don't like Chelsea's defense, which I think we're going to talk about on its own. But I think Mitrovic is playing Chelsea in a couple of weeks' time. Whether they sort themselves out by then, I don't know. But that's a fixture which isn't such a red fixture as it might look on paper. That
Mitrovic
Chelsea game
could score against Chelsea.
he definitely could.
Mitrovic could score against
Plus,
anyone.
this is a Chelsea side that conceded 3 to Leeds. They conceded 2 to Southampton. Honestly,
Could have been more as well.
If you're a good player on some form, why can't you score against Chelsea?
Chelsea were lucky to keep it at 2. To be fair, Southampton had quite a lot of really good chances.
Honestly, it comes back to game week 2 when we knew that. Well, game week 3 when we knew that Kante was out. Literally, he is our Kevin De Bruyne. He is our Salah or Haaland, whatever you want to put it. He is our main man. Without Kante, we can't. We're not a team. I mean, we have to plug 3 CMs instead of 2. That takes away a player from either Reece James from right wing back or someone else in the back 3, and we switch to a back 4. Whatever it is, the whole system just changes because Kante is so key to that. So Chelsea defence, I would not recommend while Kante is out. I'm still going to hold on to Reece James, but I am going to make the move from Cucurella to Trippier this week because my time with Cucurella is over. I mean, again, it was sort of to avoid price rises that I did the move early, but if I knew that Kante was out back when it was announced on that press conference day, I wouldn't have brought in Cucurella back then. But the fixtures were good anyway, so I wasn't going to reverse the move or anything. But yes, time's up.
Aren't Chelsea's fixtures? Oh, they're not great. They've got Liverpool coming up.
What do you think about James, BV?
I still think James has threat at both ends of the pitch, and I also like that he's now been rested, whereas Cucurella, because he's played today, I do see Chilwell coming in at some point, especially with now Fofana, Koulibaly, Chalobah's in the squad. We've got a lot of options in that back line where I think, any of them are due rest. I think maybe Thiago Silva's rest will come first. Koulibaly, I think, will come straight back into the team. Fofana will be sort of edged back due to his injury last season. I think Chilwell getting, what did he get, like 30, 40 minutes yesterday, I think is a precursor to maybe him getting a start fairly soon.
Yeah, see, we did say how, I mean, Cucurella, was a time bomb, because it wasn't a bring in, but it's going to be a transfer out in the near future. Yeah. I know, I certainly said that in last pod, so well done, me.
I do think potentially what we might see this weekend though is Thiago Silva getting the rest, because I know he's played a few games on the bounce and he is 37.
And he is an OAP.
Yeah, so he needs to be managed more than Cucurella does. So it could just be that Cucurella moves from left wing back to left centre back.
How old's Cucurella?
24?
Young guy.
Nice young legs, a spring chicken.
He did. I do think that he actually played all right though. Cucurella made a goal line clearance.
He did. I saw that.
Same with Silva. Yeah, I do think Chelsea defence will strengthen actually imminently though. Koulibaly, Fofana.
Do we know when Kante's back?
Kante's not back for another week or 2, but Kovacic is back, which is an improvement. He came on, I think, at half-time against the Southampton. Okay. So I do think Kovacic is an improvement, definitely over Gallagher and Loftus-Cheek. So, yeah, Kovacic and Jorginho, and then that will mean hopefully Reece James switches back to right wing back, because there's no need to play Loftus-Cheek, which he was playing for the hype before, because Koulibaly will be back. So Reece James at right wing back, it's definitely not a sell. Just play him.
Nice. I mean, we don't know what's up with him, to be fair. Whether he was...
He said a knock on FPL.
Rested or not?
I think it was...
He said a knock.
I do think he'll be fine. He was back in training today.
Oh, was he? Oh, he's so fine then, yeah.
Apparently it was an illness or something. I just think he was rested.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, if you think of that Gallagher and Loftus-Cheek midfield, that's literally like Crystal Palace people. Like, it's really quite a dead midfield. So yeah, if they can remedy that, then they will get back to being decent. Sterling, if we talk about Chelsea, Sterling scores again. To be fair, I actually had a look at the people who I backed in game week 1. They've all done well. I mean, Almiron scored. I mean, he's the only one that's sort of done meh. But like, Gabriel's done well. Sterling's done well. Pascal Gross has done well. And then whoever the fourth one was, who I can't remember, has done well as well. Like, yeah, well done me is essentially what that was.
Jeez.
But no,
All right, I'll put that down in the
Sterling's-
bookmarks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, Raheem Sterling, I guess, can be the bookmark if we want to talk about him at all. But yeah, it's a weird price point. He's quite expensive, and Chelsea don't look great. But everything seems to be going through him when they're scoring goals.
Well, yeah, I mean, my problem with like Sterling is with that price point. I know now he'll have dropped to like what 9.9, maybe 9.8.
Mhm.
But the thing with that is like it's not a premium slot, okay? Because obviously, if he was compared to like the premiums, well, obviously Sterling can't compete with Salah, Kane, Son when he's not playing shit, and De Bruyne. But at the same time, because it's not 8 mil, it's noticeably more expensive. You still kind of need to restructure your team. So it's not just bringing in Sterling. You have to restructure your team. And at that point, it's not worth structuring your team around a Sterling. Not unless the fixture run is excellent. He's really hitting form. And, you know, you're wild carding and you have the free funds spare lying around. Like, it's not worth making funds for Raheem Sterling, you know.
Yeah.
But that's just because of its price point. It's just quite awkward, which is a shame in a way, but it is what it is.
He's a good guy for a free hit.
Is he a good guy?
Yeah, oh yeah, he's an excellent guy for a free hit. Obviously on the right game week, of course, but yeah.
Yeah. I guess it's still in my mind, it's a wait and see with what happens in the transfer window. Is it today? Or is it tomorrow that it closes?
Oh, bloody Neymar.
What? What's happening with Neymar?
Chelsea have been heavily linked with Neymar, you know.
Oh, fuck.
No, they were talking about it like on its own on Sky Sports today. I mean, it's probably not going to work, but they've been offered him. Like if they want him, I don't know how much they've got to pay.
I don't want him.
But your attack's been terrible.
I don't. Well, he's not going to help.
I mean, it'd be nice.
He's very good.
To see Neymar in the Premier League.
It's going to be like it's going to be like 12 mil. No one's going to have him in FPL. Just...
Oh yeah. Would have been nice to see a few.
You're a Chelsea fan. You better want him to go.
No, I don't actually back Neymar, to be honest.
Do you not reckon it'd be fun to see Neymar in the Premier League?
Yeah.
How fucking enthusiastic is that?
Yeah.
It's even your team in question that you see.
Yeah, it'll be decent to see. I'd still rather take Zaha as a Chelsea fan. I'd rather have Wilfred Zaha than I would Neymar.
You might Anthony Gordon. Would you rather have Anthony Gordon than Neymar?
Okay, yeah, then I'd take Neymar.
Wait, so you'd rather have Wilfred Zaha than Anthony Gordon?
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
And Gordon's so much younger.
Yeah,
He's terrible there.
I mean, to be fair, I guess I'm using a career mode mind. Obviously, 20 mind still has a few years.
Yeah. Stick him in the training. His rating will go up.
Yeah, because obviously on career mode, you just think when a player gets to 30, it's like, right, we really need to shift them on because they're just going to, obviously.
No, Zaha can score goals consistently.
But, wait. Because Neymar's 30, Zaha's 29, so Neymar's only a year older than Zaha, and you'd rather have Wilfred Zaha in your team than Neymar. That seems a bit rogue, almost.
Yeah. I just think Neymar's a bit shit.
I think Zaha's more functional. It's like you're basically saying you'd rather have Mo Salah than Leo Messi.
Yeah, I would.
But I mean, Salah if he was at worse.
Oh yeah, you're comparing Salah to Zaha. No, because I just think if we get Neymar, Neymar's not going to play striker, is he?
Yeah, but that's not the same like comparison though, because Salah's 30, Messi's 34, Zaha's 29, and Neymar is 30. That's a 1 year difference. So it's like saying you'd rather have 30-year-old Salah than like 32-year-old Messi.
We've wasted like 10 minutes talking about players that aren't even in the Prem.
Yeah. Is there anyone watching? Is there anyone in the chat at all out of interest?
See, that'd be nice.
Oh yeah, wait, yeah, we do. We actually had we have 6 viewers.
Oh my.
Oh, the poor guys.
Oh god, we've not even been looking at the chat. This is terrible. I actually think
has
they
anyone said
might have
anything?
gone. We might only have 2 left. We have Dara Brown says
Shout out.
Salah and 4.5 forward to Kane and 4.5 midfielder. We just aired him. We just aired.
Oh no! How long ago?
12 minutes.
Oh, and then we just went on to talk about right.
And then, I mean, you guys could. We should have the chat up on our phone. That makes way more sense. And then we've got Owen Kidd.
Oh, you're so right.
Owen. I thought I'd just pause and make sure that Dan knew that I said that. Said, let's go. And then he goes, did I hear that right? He actually might still be here. Oh no, he might have dropped off. He might have said, did I hear that right about the whole Neymar thing? Because that was only 3 minutes ago.
Oh shit.
Right, well, let's answer Dara Brown's
know
question. Salah and 4.5. I've just got it up on my phone. So it's Salah and.
lovely.
Owen is still here. Dan, he's written something nice. Give it a gander. Give it a gander.
Oh no!
Come on, man. Multitask. You can.
Get it up on your phone. Wait, you might look incompetent.
It's nothing he won't already know.
Yeah, I've clicked on it. I can't see the. How are you seeing the chat?
Click on the live chat, man.
I've just seen the chat.
Shall we answer what bloody Dara Brown asked in case he's still here, which he probably isn't, but just in case.
Yeah, what did he ask?
He asked Salah and 4.5 forward to Kane and 4.5 midfielder. What do we think about that as a move, lads?
He wants to go Salah to Kane.
No.
Effectively, yeah. It'll 2 transfers, Salah to Kane.
I mean, to be fair, I think it's knee jerky to sell Salah because it's like just because of the 9-0, it's like freak things happen, like
I don't know if this is
because even today he got 2 assists. I still think he's dead integral to that Liverpool side. But even today he's already bounced back today. 2 assists, 10 points. I mean that's good. Obviously Haaland smashed it with a second hat trick again, but that just means maybe you don't captain him.
Yeah, but Haaland wasn't in question. As in Kane's been scoring goals consistently at the start of this season, and he's obviously nailed in that Spurs team mostly, give or take Conte minutes. But Salah, on the other hand, has sort of got a tougher fixture run, and Liverpool just don't look like they've clicked. I mean, Thiago is coming back from injury, so I do sort of back him in the long term. My opinion is go with whichever one was the 4.5 mid, and make that Pereira and play Pereira when he's at home. No, game over. I don't care about the difference between Salah and Kane.
I think as well, what might be an option is to not go Salah all the way down to a 4.5 and maybe catch yourself somewhere in the middle, and then upgrade your 4.5 forward to someone like a Tony or a Mitrovic or maybe an Isak if you're feeling a bit naughty. I think there's some interesting people in the middle where Kane perhaps isn't the best pick at the moment. I think if you can get yourself in the middle there with both your midfield and your striker, I think that could be quite nice. Dan, you've been aftered in the chat, by the way.
Yeah, just read it.
I can read it. Okay, so a certain Mr. Owen Kidd sent a message. Who's more potent in the playground, Dan Tomlinson or Gylfi Sigurdsson? What are our thoughts on that, guys? That's something we can analyse. What do we think?
Yeah.
Let's set that precedent. You can ask me.
So what's the metric? Is the metric expected kids?
I mean, Gylfi's... Yeah. I mean, Gylfi Sigurdsson's got good underlying. He's got a history of,
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say
children.
Sigurdsson, for the underlying stats. My children in the 90s, 0. So
No, maybe your X
Hopefully
might
that
be
answers the
more than
question.
0, but your actual returns are 0. We'll see.
Yeah, you couldn't pull a kid if you tried.
He's underperforming.
You're the sacker of paedophile. Right. Well, hopefully that answers your question for you, Owen. Thanks
What
for tuning
podcast? We've completely gone off of. We talked about. I know. And I love that this is the one that we can't edit at all because it's completely live streamed up.
Yeah, I'm not going to market this one either because it's terrible.
No, you already have marketed it.
Oh, well, not properly, like on the Reddit. That's where the views come from.
Right.
Thanks, Owen. Thanks, guys. Answering the tough questions as always. You're welcome, Owen, man. We do our best. We're here for the fans. Right.
Oh, we're on to the
What can we talk
non-premium
about
king
next?
of the game weeks.
So who won? Who won last week?
Well, someone get up the spreadsheet.
You know who
you
won last
just
week,
gotta
BB,
act
you
like
wank.
you
Yeah,
don't
you
know.
got to get up the spreadsheet. You know, say what cumulative we were on, what's happened, or just.
It's
Why
your
do I
role.
have to do this every time?
Yeah, you've made it.
My one role.
Hey, I'm the one that runs the stream. I can get the teams up.
Yeah, no, that wasn't directed at you, to be honest, BB. It's more directed at the paedophile we've got here with us as well. Right, okay, so last week BB picked Martinelli for a nice 10-pointer, so well done, BB. I picked Rodrigo, who looked promising until unfortunately he dislocated his shoulder. So he got 1 point, and Reece James didn't even leave the training ground, so he got 0 points.
What are we
Dan.
on cumulative now then for the season?
Well, it's not been made much closer. It's been made closer. So BV, you're now on 20.
Between how many
total.
game weeks is this?
Is that 5? Oh, 4.
Well, no, we didn't do game week 1, so it's 4. So BV's on 20. I am on 13, and Dan, you're on 33. Dan's on 33. That's a bigger gap.
Wait, you're on 13?
I'm on 13 overall. Yeah.
Great.
How many returns have you had? You picked 4 players.
The guy this week my guy broke his
You picked 4 players. How many returns have you had?
So your
two
non-premium
returns.
king of the game week averages 3.25 points a game, and you can pick anyone under 10 mil.
Look, all right. Look, Rodrigo dislocated his shoulder this week, man. That's not my bad. That's not my bad. But I mean, yeah. To be fair, my other picks have sort of flopped a little bit, so fair enough.
But to be honest, you don't want to do. No, you don't want to do well, or you do want to do well.
Technically,
No, you don't
want
this little mini league here is a bad omen because the player who does worse does better on the game week, and there's not even correlation between owning the players or not.
Oh wow! Dan, you came last on the thing this week, and you topped the boys.
I came first for non-premium player of the game week and owned the player, and came last in the Good Guys. And then this week, I owned the player that did worse, then came best. You know, it's just not a good omen.
I'm still laughing at GW6.
You'll have to put that as a bookmark.
I know.
Don't touch his kids. Just in amongst the FPL ones.
You're gonna be hard respected, Joe. He's coming for you, man. That was
What's
slander.
Yeah.
That's rude. Something I am is consistent, as in I've consistently been the yellow person on the last 3 weeks. I've been the average. I've come second, as I so often do in the bloody good guy competitions. There we are again. Anyway, game week 6. What fixtures do we like? What players do we like? Let's have a bit of a discussion of the fixtures that are occurring in game week 6.
Upcoming non-premium king of the game weeks after we've discussed the fixtures coming up.
Yeah, that's the point of what I just said. Yeah. So the games that we've got, the first one that entices me is Man City versus Aston Villa. because of how crap Aston Villa look and how good
I can
Man
share
City
the
look.
fixtures for the boys. It's on the stream.
Oh.
Oh, I'm just going to look at the stream. I can't be asked to pull the fixtures up. That'll do. Let's resume. Oh, there's 3 people in the chat. Hello, chat. How are we doing?
Oh, that sounds so legit. Like we're a proper YouTube channel. Hello, chat. How are we doing? How are they doing, Joe?
God knows.
Finn?
Okay. Right. Come on. Just maybe look at the chat. Your paedophile antics have been at it again, I'm afraid.
Come on, read it out. Read it out for us all.
Why can't you just look yourself? It's funnier that way.
We'll have to
look at
just
yourself.
read it.
Oh, BV.
Okay. Liam Greenwood, never heard of him. He's asked, who's got more accusations? Right, who's got more accusations? Dan Tomlinson or Benjamin Mendy? It's just.
Well, let's think. Benjamin Mendy. How many has Benjamin Mendy got?
I'm still laughing at how Joe. You said.
Several.
Yeah, he's got quite a few actually. He's doing many years, man. Is he doing more or less than Gilfie? That's some analysis we could provide for the fans.
Yeah. Who has the highest offences?
Release date.
Well, yeah, because
Ben
Mendy's more of a rapist kind of guy, whereas obviously Gilfie, well, it's still rape technically because it's statutory, isn't it?
Jesus.
Let's get back
that
to the
doesn't feel very FPL related. It doesn't feel like Andy from Let's Talk FPL.
I'm still laughing at Joe's excitement of we've got more viewers in the chat, and then I actually read what the chat was.
Oh man.
Right.
Okay. Well, Forest have they've got the lucky draw of playing Bournemouth at home this week. So sort of the 2 stinkers are battling it out, which is a bit of a shame because it means that we can't target them. But Neco Williams could be a nice option. He's been racking up quite a lot of expected goals and expected assists.
Yeah,
Dean
he actually
Henderson
could
be a nice option. Yeah, it could be quite nice. Like I said, the Man City game looks quite good. Brighton against Leicester. Brighton at home. You think obviously Leicester do like to nick a goal, but they look quite
Leicester
out
can
of sorts at the
concede.
moment. You'd think,
Could be an alright one.
but you think also you think as well Brighton could clean sheet that game. I can see a 1-0.
Leicester games, man. Every time I bet on more than 1.5 goals, and they're just guaranteed.
Yeah. Aside from that, a lot of the games feel fairly even. Newcastle Crystal Palace. Where do we see that game going?
Zaha is back. Newcastle are without a real goal threat, except from Isaac. Isaac scored today on his debut. Pretty funky.
I like Isaac. I was a part of me wanted to bring him in.
I think it'll either be like a 1-1 or a 2-2.
Who's at home? Newcastle. Nah, Newcastle win.
Yeah.
I sound like my dad.
I mean,
there.
I'd like to see something from
it's
Eze, but
Would you really? Objective opinions from the FPL Good Guys once again.
Botman. Is Botman injured or was he just rested today? Do we know? He didn't play.
I don't think they play Lascelles for that.
No, he didn't play. They didn't play Lascelles. They played. I thought they played Target.
They played Target at left back, and then Dan Burn and Lascelles. Yeah.
Jesus.
So
wait, who do they usually play?
Yeah.
I thought they were playing Dan Burn at left back recently. Then they were playing Botman, and then they were playing. Yeah, where
was it?
boys?
Yeah. No, it was Lascelles. I
To be
think.
fair, it could be a decent game for Kane. Could have a decent game against Fulham.
Who is he playing? Fulham. How are Fulham defensively? I'm not sure. I think their numbers are average.
I mean,
aren't
they're a promoted side.
Yeah,
They're just
they
your average
concede.
promoted side in terms of defence, I think.
I don't think they've kept a clean sheet.
I think they concede.
But they only conceded one to Brighton, who've had a good start. So I don't think you bet heavily against it. Like I don't think you'd captain a Kane.
No, yeah.
I think it comes down to
But I
Fulham
mean-
home and away. To be honest, I feel like they're a completely different beast at home compared to away. I wouldn't play Pereira, but even if it wasn't Spurs. But I would play him at home.
But I don't know what their away form's been like.
I just feel like they're almost. I put them in the same bracket as like a Palace and a Newcastle. Two people.
They were really good at Arsenal away. They lost the game, but they look very good.
I'd still put them down as a. I'd only back them at home team.
Fair play. What we think is the outcome of that Everton-Liverpool game. I can see that just being a scrap because both teams are a bit rubbish at the moment.
Yeah, I reckon like a 2-1 Liverpool.
I can actually see Everton getting a win out of that game.
Yeah,
that'll be popular.
I just think
of Liverpool.
have some of that.
I can't call it. I feel like it depends who's back from injury for Liverpool. If we get more team use, and someone's going to start. Did Matip play today?
No, Gomez again.
If Matip's back, I back Liverpool. If not, yeah, it could be 1-1.
Yes.
Even 2-2.
Right. So, with all that considered, have you guys thought of a player that you might quite like to back?
Oh, is our differential of the week? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
Joe, if you've got one, go first.
Well, the fixture that I like the most is the Man City one. It's just predicting what Pep is going to do. Haaland is likely to be. But Alvarez did play in the game today. Maybe he's going to keep just shoving Haaland out onto the pitch. He did say in a press conference that he's quite happy with how he's recovering, but you think he's got rotation in him, especially from that. There's only 3 days until the next game, and then they got the Champions League game coming quite quickly afterwards as well.
Even though we're talking about a non-premium King of the Game week.
Oh, of course, yeah. But I mean, I guess that affects City as a whole as well. If they're less likely to score goals, then that makes other attacking options a bit less viable. So I think I'm going to steer clear of that Man City Villa game. So I'm not sure who's going to play.
Yeah, fair play.
So I'm sort of back to square one. Actually, have you guys thought of anybody?
See, it feels like a bit needless because I could pick more expensive players, but I think Neco Williams could offer something. But I don't know if I want to pick him because, there's no need to pick a 4.5 mil defender when I can pick anyone I like under 10 mil. But I think against, Bournemouth, if he can keep a clean sheet and he's on set pieces, he's got some attacking threat. Obviously, he's a wing back for them. Which is some shit too because currently he's on my bench. So if I'm backing him, I should probably have him in my starting 11. So I'm not going to lock it in yet. So come back to me, but that's where my head's kind of debating.
4.1 mil. I was debating going for Dean Henderson. Almost because if I have a good game week, then Dean Henderson will do terrible. No, but then I thought there's no way I'm going to back someone that's in Dan's team. So I might go for JWP. Wolves.
What's their fixture? Wolves have been impressive these last couple of games. They're not conceded.
Yeah, I think Southampton might actually carry momentum. I feel like they're a momentum team. They usually go through those patches of being really shy.
They do have spells.
Turn it around.
I mean, James Ward-Prowse, he's a talismanic figure, obviously.
He's on pens.
For all our viewers, BV loves a man on pens.
It's my weakness.
Was it set pieces or was it just pens?
Pens. I mean, weak at the knees.
All right. Well, I've got an idea for who I'm going to go for. Obviously, because we can only pick these players once per season, I'm a little bit hesitant to go for this guy now. But yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm picking Raheem Sterling this week for his fixture at home to West Ham. I think West Ham have just been a bit crap, really. I think Sterling's on form. I just think now's a decent time. Why not? Raheem Sterling.
Raheem Sterling. Just after he's become 9.9 mil. No, Joe.
Yeah. No,
can we make an agreement though? If Raheem Sterling goes to 10 mil by the time the game week starts, the start of the deadline, you're on automatically 0.
No, I get a second.
Oh no, you don't get a second pick. That's the risk you take. I mean, if your non-premium becomes a premium, then no, you've declared Sterling. Dan, what's your vote? Dan?
I mean, it seems like a bit interesting to agree with
bias there.
I'll agree with BV.
I guess I'm someone else.
No, you've already signed up. You said the phrase. I'll go with Sterling.
Yeah. You can't 2v1 me on that as well. Are you going to tell me who I picked already as well? Oh no, I think we're going to 2v1 you and make you pick Lavia from Southampton. No.
See, it is some shit. I am thinking of picking Neco Williams, but now I'm looking at my team because I'm thinking, surely he can't be on my bench. My predicted non-premium king of the game week. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. So yeah, the player out of everyone bar Salah and Haaland that I own in the whole game under 10 mil, I predicted to the best. I'm not even starting.
Right.
I've got a backup pick. I'm going to go for Pascal Gross this week. I think they've got a nice fixture against Leicester, as in that's a good fixture offensively because Leicester are pretty crap defensively. Gross is the main man in terms of goals and assists for Brighton, and so put those two lovely things together, and you've got some returns from Gross. So that's the man I'm going to pick.
What have your picks been, Joe?
So far, I picked Jared Bowen in game week 2. I can't remember what their game was.
It was Forest.
I picked Bowen. Oh, wow, that was it. Oh, yeah, they should have done something in that game. And then I picked Jesus in game week 3, where he got a 4-pointer. Was that against Bournemouth? Was that game?
Yeah.
Anyway, and then I picked Perisic in game week 4 for a 6-pointer. That was against Forest as well. Maybe don't back against Forest. Wow, that's interesting. I picked Rodrigo last week, who dislocated his shoulder like a prick. And then I'm picking Gross this
Early
week.
template boys. Big names.
That is true. Well, maybe not so much with Bowen in game week 2, but yeah, apart from that. What are you saying, Dan? Have you come to a verdict? Let me guess. No.
What are Leeds like defensively this season? How many goals have they shipped?
You're not going to pick a Leeds defender, are you?
No. Question.
They're Leeds, man. They can see quite a bit.
Come on, just make a decision.
Who have you gone for, BV?
Oh, go on, bro, you were sat right here. JWP, we had the whole talisman conversation.
You're telling me you've not been listening to this.
What
is a pick going to go for? And then the first thing you say when you come back to your senses is, how good is Leeds defence?
How long is this thing, by the way?
Okay, I'll go Neco Williams. Yeah.
Alright, nice.
Why are you going Neco Williams, Dan?
Because against Bournemouth at home, because Bournemouth are a championship side, well, they were last season, and obviously Forest had a great defensive record in the championship the second half of last season, which, entails Bournemouth, teams like them. So hopefully they keep a clean sheet. And then on top of that, it's Bournemouth, so hopefully they can score. And he's got some attacking threat at wing back, and he's on set pieces. So hopefully he gets an assist, a clean sheet, bonus, 12 points, bish bash bosh.
Yeah, I don't mind that as a pick, to be fair. Do you expect any sort of new manager or no manager bounce from Bournemouth since they've sacked Scott Parker?
They've already had a game today or yesterday, whenever they played, haven't they?
Not really. They 0-0'd
Wolves.
whoever they played. Who did they play today?
Wolves.
Wolves. Well, that's not much of a mean feat, to be fair.
Well, that's enough of a bounce for them.
They're done bouncing. They're done. Well, fair play. I think they're decent picks. Lads.
Right. What's next on the agenda?
My team.
Right, should we just end the stream there?
No one wants to see that.
Because obviously I had the best. Well, it's not obvious for everyone watching. Everyone. I had the best week out of us three, so I'll go first.
Play the outro, boys.
Have you got my team up, Steve?
Oh, no, because the points haven't registered yet. Oh, they might have actually. They might have.
Get FPL Live Gameweek.com up.
The thing is, it's only set up to the tabs I have open. I've refreshed. Hold on. It says you're on 76 points. Is that correct?
No, I'm on 82.
That's just bonus. It's not taken into account, though. You think?
Martinelli's on 10.
Oh damn!
It's not taken into account Pereira, Andrea.
Well, we'll just disclaim that.
Yeah.
So Andreas comes on
Yeah,
for James.
hold on. Let me share your team. There you go.
Right, can you sum up my team points wise?
You've got it. You've got it there on the streamer, you know.
Well, I'm not on the stream. I'm just on my phone.
Fairs. Right. Well, in goal you've got Henderson for a nice big 0. You've got Trent coming in with his nice lovely 2. Technically, you've got your transfer of the week, Reece James, in for a nice lovely 0.
But I don't.
No, technically. And then we've got Cancelo for 12. Cancelo for 12.
That's not my team. That's the fucking job description.
Dan's got the best score out of us 3 this week, and yet you managed to roast each one of his picks.
You don't read out the points on bench, do you? Since whenever we...
yeah. Go through the people that are blank on the pitch, then go to the bench, and then just don't say the other one.
Yeah, right. Reece James gets subbed out. Cancelo comes on mono. Cancelo was there for 12. Perisic. Why did Perisic get 1? Did he get subbed off before 60 minutes?
No.
He got yellow.
No, he got a yellow card.
Martinelli, my differential of the week, got you a nice
90 minutes.
Oh,
Perisic. He played 90 minutes. That's not great. He might not start Fulham.
He won't.
I might have to sub him out, but that seems like a pussy strategy. So
I'll wait until how long after the deadline do Spurs play this next week? Do we know? And when does your lineups man do his stuff, Barry?
You mean me?
Yeah. Hi, BV. Yeah. When does your lineups man?
Oh yeah, they play 3 p.m. on Saturday.
Usually pre-deadline, but just by like a few hours.
You can make your mind up then, I guess.
Yeah, I'll make my mind up when the predicted lineups come out. If Perisic isn't predicted pretty unanimously to start, then I'll just put on Neco Williams.
Nice. Then you've got Captain Salah for 20, Saka for 5, Eze for 3, Jesus for 6, and Haaland for 17. Lovely.
So we've got a message in the chat, by the way, from not one of Dan's mates. It's actually someone asking a question.
Oh.
They've asked, sorry to interrupt the flow. From MUFC Devils 15. Glad to have you in the comment section, man. Nice to meet you. Do I get rid of Robbo? He said. Well, actually, do you mind if I chat about this one?
Go for it.
So, I don't know if you've seen the video that was uploaded to the FPL Good Guys channel yesterday about how to break free from the template, and a decent chunk of that was getting rid of Robbo to free up some funds. Now, the reason why Robbo can go is because obviously he's in a decent defence in Liverpool, or at least a historically decent defence, but he's not churning out the attacking numbers that he used to. And for 7 million in a defender, there's quite a lot of money held up there. So you want some better clean sheet potential than Liverpool are offering, and some better attacking potential than Robertson's offering. So yes, I think getting rid of Robbo might well be a good move. He's got this Merseyside derby coming up where I expect Everton to score. To be fair, I don't know how his fixtures are after that. I know he's got a Chelsea game coming up after that, which isn't particularly attractive. And so, yeah, I think getting rid of Robbo to someone in and around 4.5 or 5, maybe like an Estepinian, a Dunk, a Webster, maybe someone like a Gabriel. Trippier's got some nice fixtures. I know that's why BV's bringing him in. That can free up some money to upgrade someone else, or maybe just to have in your bank for a rainy day. So yeah, I think you get rid of Robbo this week if you've got the transfers and the luxury. But yeah, I think you do.
I would, to play the devil's advocate, take the sort of macro view of if I knew that Matip was back, and I knew that Thiago was back. We also know that Darwin Núñez is back from suspension now. I don't know whether Darwin will start because Firmino actually did score again today. But if I suspect that he is starting, I do kind of think that takes away from Diaz. The Núñez threat, and because Núñez will be there, they'll be putting more balls into the box. And that could help Robbo with his sort of back post overlap because Diaz sort of cuts in, Robbo goes back post. There'll be more balls going in there to target Darwin. So I'm sort of, if I've got Robbo, I might keep him.
To be fair, my opinion is I'm going to side with Joe and say that it's worth getting rid of him. I mean, obviously, I got rid of him last week, so it's pretty natural, you'd imagine me to think like this, obviously. But looking at the fixtures, so looking at the next 6 fixtures, we've got Everton away, the Merseyside derby, and given that Liverpool have leaked a few as of late, they're not on the best they can be. They're not the heights of what Liverpool FC have done in the last few years. Not to say they won't click into gear, but they're not at the minute. So with a Merseyside derby, those can always be a bit scrappy. I really wouldn't be surprised for them to concede in that. Wolves at home, you'd back them to probably keep a clean sheet. But then they've got Chelsea away, which, isn't a great fixture. Brighton at home against an informed Brighton side, and then they've got Arsenal away, Man City away. So in the next 6, they've got Chelsea, Arsenal, Man City, who are all top 6 teams. They've got Brighton, who are playing good football and on good form. They've got a Merseyside derby, and then they've got Wolves, which it sure is a decent fixture, but for that 7 mil, with the amount of differentials that have popped up, because obviously at the start of the season, a lot of people were saying about going 5 at the back, big at the back. I mean, I think, there's a lot of differentials in midfield and even forwards. You could easily even go 3 at the back because of, your Grosses, your Rodrigo, well, obviously Rodrigo, those type of players, and your Tonys, Mitrovic's, will go Aronson then. There's a lot of scope and choice. Even your Zaha's.
But do you think he's an immediate get rid? I mean, surely it's a wait and see on that sort of presser vibe. I mean, Wolves is a good fixture. I mean,
it depends what you transfer.
Chelsea
in.
can barely
if you
score.
Really like your transfer in.
Yeah.
Then I'd say yeah. I'd say it's a. If you're not, it's not like a sell. It's not like you need to get rid of him. If you like what's lined up, don't hesitate, is what I'd say. But if you've got nothing lined up, just keep him, because it's not like a crisis to keep him. It's like perfectly fine to keep him. But
yeah, and I do actually think that although you've listed a lot of those differentials, I do feel like Robbo is becoming more of a differential than the differentials on that list. Especially Rodrigo's.
I mean, Robbo was always a bit of a differential, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the experts, the people that I'll take just a sample of FPL Focal's people that he got in contact with for his expert series. 40% of those guys owned Robertson last week, and more of them will have gone. So we're probably more like 30% among the active player base that have got their heads screwed on. So I mean, that's still going to be a lot more than your Brighton defenders individually, probably more. Well, maybe not more than Trippier actually. But yeah, I guess if you leave him, he's a bit more differential. But as Dan mentioned, his fixtures are a bit shoddy. Though it might depend when you're planning on wildcarding. Maybe you get rid of him after the Wolves game. It's up to your own discretion.
Yeah.
But no, hopefully that answers your question.
Right.
MUFC Devils.
Should we go into... Dan, do you know what your transfer is this week?
Well, just discussing quickly before I get into that, my transfers. See, James, because I've got up my team just on my phone, like my playing like this week, so just to run through. I'm happy with Henderson at Bournemouth at home. Trent and Cancelo. Well, Trent's a mainstay. Cancelo, I mean, he's on the back of a whole pretty template. He's all good. James... You reckon you back him to start? Did you say BV this game? It's just a little knock, so yeah, he's fine. Perisic. To be fair, I don't fully know why I brought Perisic in. Think about this because his fixtures aren't great, which isn't great. But to be fair, I'll wait for the press conference between him and then if it looks like he won't start, I've got Neco Williams, which is perfectly fine.
When's he playing? Saturday?
Yeah, he's playing Saturday.
Yeah, I don't think he'll start. Or he might play half. I don't know. But yeah.
To be fair, what I might actually do is I'm going to actually make the switch now. So I'm going to put Perisic on my bench and then I'll only take him off my bench if it seems promising. So then if I forget, I've got my predicted king of non-premium game.
Oh god, FPL expert saying in case I be a bit more switched on, man.
I will be switched on. I'm just saying, hypothetically.
We've just got a couple of comments in the chat. Shout out to You Win, who is a friend of ours from university. Hello Ed, how's it going, man? Hope you're good. He said, BV the GOAT, never wrong, can't side with anyone else. And then, don't hesitate, wise words from Dan Tomlinson. So, appreciate the support. Cheers, mate.
Thank you. I am 2 years running. That's right. Ed obviously refers to me as the GOAT. 2 years. 2 years win.
I'm with him right now.
Fucking BV giving a breakdown of why he's referred to the greatest of all time. Just call me the GOAT because, I'm the greatest of all time.
Yeah, man. All I can say, Dan, is I didn't hesitate.
And then just finishing on the recap of my team. Martinelli, Salah's got Everton away, that's fine. Do we reckon we captain? What are you boys captaining this week? Do you reckon we captain Salah or do we captain Haaland?
I can't captain Haaland this week.
Yeah.
He will probably not play the game.
I might captain Reece James.
What's his fixture?
West Ham.
To be fair, boys, Salah's done fine this season. He's got 2 goals and 3 assists in 5 game weeks this season.
Yeah, my captain's still going to be on Salah.
Mine's gonna be on
unless I bring someone else in, it'll be a bit more exciting.
He's done perfectly fine. He's got a 12-point return, an 8-point return, and a 10-point return in 5 game weeks. Yeah, he's fine.
And he should have got some stuff in the Bournemouth game as well. So.
I think my triple up on Arsenal. I mean, of course, I'm going to keep Saka for this week. Man United away. Man United have improved, but Saka, he's done all right with some a 5-point this week, 5-point last week, and he's had good underlines. To be fair to him, I don't think he merits a sell. He could be a player I sold, and then realistically, he could get a goal next week. I mean, he might not, but he could.
Why don't you do the double move of? Actually,
I'm not doing a double move because I'm not taking a hit for one. There is no point taking a hit.
Right, Dan, I want you to get Darwin Núñez, man. Darwin Núñez.
Dan's is like a
completely restructure my team.
I just need you. I want you to get off these dead boys. Saka's such a dead boy. Get someone exciting. Get someone that can score.
Saka is he's an artifact.
In the last 2 game weeks, my 3rd Arsenal player has outscored your 3rd Arsenal player.
Well, yeah, I mean Ramsdale's been terrible, but
Ramsdale's
in the game
5
today,
Saka's 8.
He can. Ramsdale conceded straight from a corner in this game. It was such BS.
Saka
Like,
had
that doesn't happen.
0.55 XG and Mr. Sitter. That's BS.
How much XG was on that corner? 0, man. But it still went in.
But then the beauty of it next week is I think I will roll the transfer, and then I'll have 2 next week, and you can do quite a lot with 2. I've got Haaland against Villa. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to captain him because he's a minute's risk, but obviously, I mean, no one's going around selling Haaland. You just accept it. And then that leaves Eze Newcastle away, which I'm not necessarily feeling. I'm feeling a little about, but I put him in the same. I put Eze and Saka in the exact same category, to be honest. In the fact that, to be fair, Eze's playing quite well. He's got all right XGI. He's got, to be fair, not quite as good as Saka, but okay-ish returns. But he's another player who he's low-key due a goal. Saka's definitely due a goal. Eze's knocking on the door of one. They're both knocking on the door of goals, so I'll keep him in for now. I'm on the fence, so I'll just keep faith. Roll a shot.
But I suppose, do you see them both as potential enablers if you want to make more zingy moves into some exciting players in the future? Because they sort of just feel like placeholders to me. You don't have them because you expect them to do really well.
Well, yeah, I'm just thinking about the here and now because I still have the wildcard button. I mean, obviously we all do, but I mean, to be fair, I'm used to already playing a wildcard by now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just winging it week by week because as soon as I think, oh shit, my team looks shit this week, I'll just hit the wildcard button. And because basically in seasons gone by, I wouldn't have any wildcard by now. It's just like a luxury at this point. So I'm just going to wing it. And then as soon as shit hits the fan, I'll just wildcard.
Yeah. Words of a true FPL master. Yeah, well, fair enough. I mean, what do you think, BV, on terms of when you're going to wildcard? You mentioned to me before you're thinking of doing it in and around the international break, right?
No idea.
Someone else.
Yeah, I don't think I ever said that. To us depends. Is the international break game week 8?
It's between 8 and 9.
Well then, yeah, I'm thinking about it between around the international break. 8 or 9 is what I'd say.
When's our third? When does the second wild card come in, or the unlimited transfer window?
After the World Cup, or during the World Cup.
When is the World Cup?
So
what game week is it after?
Early December.
Yeah, I want to say game week 12, but that's an absolute guess.
To be fair, if it's early December, what game week's early December?
It generally might be 16 actually.
Oh yeah. You'll be able to see
it's after game week 6. Wait, is it after game week 16?
I think it's game week 16.
Yeah. Wow, yeah, that's not 12, and it's definitely not 10, which was floating in my mind.
Oh, guys.
It's not 13 or 14.
Yeah, no, because obviously we would wildcard at the halfway point. That's why everyone's going for 8 or 9.
Oh yeah, shit, yeah, fair play.
Nice.
But yeah, obviously, if Darwin Núñez does do bits, I could consider a restructure.
So yeah, to be fair, the World Cup in that unlimited transfer window is actually further away than I thought. So yeah, that if anything, that solidifies my decision to not make a transfer this week because I think it'll be important to keep 2 free transfers next week. Because then it's like if I have doubts about, let's say, Saka or Eze, and then I sell the wrong one, and then the one I sold does well, and then I've got a problem with the other one. Well, those 2 free transfers will be really valuable. So yeah, I'll just keep them.
So yeah, I'm going more for the strategy now of I'm happy to tinker and fuck around my team because I know that a wild card is just sitting there to be used. So I'm happy to take risks on players. I think it's probably more of a gamble if I was to use the wild card and try and restructure my team. I'm sort of happy to try the restructure of my team first, build my way up to it, maybe like a 3-striker formation, and then if that's not going well, wild card out of it, rather than the other way around. So yeah, I'm happy to mess around with the boys. That's why I'm debating taking a hit this week. Should we go on to my team? I guess while I'm here.
Yeah. How many free transfers do you have this week?
Only the one. I used 2 free transfers last week.
And are you boys checking the chat? Like, you're keeping tabs on it so you know if anything's coming? Lovely.
Yeah. Yep, we're all good. You'll be glad to know no one's watching. No, there are... Oh, no, actually one person's watching and that's me. So, yeah, no one's watching.
Right. So, in goal, I had Aaron Ramsdale, Cancelo for 12, Trent for 2, James was subbed off for Pereira, just like Dan. He came on for 6. Cucurella just banked his nice little 1. Rodrigo, again, my transfer in this week, got 1. Gross got 2. Salah got, this is out of sync, 20. Martinelli got 10. Haaland got 17. And Jesus got 6. So, yes, I ended on, I think, 70-something points. Right, yeah, my transfer this week. I am open to doing Cucurella down to Trippier, or I'm open to getting rid of Rodrigo. I also don't really mind if I play Neco Williams this week. So, yeah, there's a lot going through my head. I think what I'll do is stick with Cucurella to Trippier, and yeah, just play Neco Williams ahead of Rodrigo. Or if there's something that comes up under that sort of, I've got 1.4 mil in the bank, so if something comes up with an opportunity to go Rodrigo to someone, like a Zaha or something like that, I could consider it. But yeah, I kind of just want Trippier for the long run, so I'm happy to have him until game week 8 or 9, even after that. I think he'll rise in price as well, so I'll be banking some team value.
It is some shit how Trippier was what I was thinking of going on at first instead of Doherty. At least he got 0 points today.
I was going to say before you started talking that this is definitely going to be something about Dan's team, and then he came through with that. Yeah, no, I think Trippier is actually on FPL Mates Avoid quite a lot of the time, because he just doesn't back the attacking returns to come very frequently. I mean, he's scored, 3 out of 4 free kicks since he's been in the Prem or something like that, which is ridiculous. And yeah, essentially he just doesn't back that to continue. He's not got very good open play attacking numbers, and Newcastle's defence hasn't been great. So he doesn't really back Trippier very much. I don't know what your views on that would be. Why do you like Trippier?
He's on set pieces. So an attacking return could always have potential. I feel like...
He's got good fixtures.
Yeah, up until the World Cup. He's got good fixtures. He's a good player. Up until the World Cup, I think he's going to be trying get into Southgate's team. I just think he's in the Prem, like, I just...
No. Yeah, that's good. Before you think about picking him, does he play in the Premier League?
I stopped my shot as well. He's in the Prem. There's obviously a wealth of right backs. He's got to actually show that he deserves that position, I feel, this year, compared to before, just sort of slotting into Southgate's team. However, he could play left back. But I do think so. He's actually got to show that he can be at the level of the other right backs. So yeah, I back him to start churning out some stuff. I also kind of think he wants to be the main man, and I feel like now that Bruno Guimaraes is sort of out, Wilson's sort of out, there's sort of like a...
How long's Wilson out for? Do you know? Sorry,
don't know, but if Wilson was back, then I'd consider taking the hit for Wilson.
I like Isak now. I'm kind of thinking about Isak. I like him.
You know, Joe, why don't you run through your team and I'll find out about the Wilson injury?
Wonderful, right, okay. Are you going to pull my team up at all? Or? Oh, is it? Alright, it's not on the stream at the moment. I guess there's a bit of lag. I'll just give it a second. I should be able to remember it a little bit. So in goal, I also had... wait, why is... Oh, Henderson's still on the screen. This is really behind. Right, anyway, it doesn't matter. No, I'll be a bit behind actually. Oh yeah, I'm somehow 11 minutes behind the times. Don't worry about me. Right, that's fine. It's fine. Right, I didn't say anything. My team, in between the sticks, I had Aaron Ramsdale. I feel a little bit shortchanged by the fact he didn't get a clean sheet because
Fuck me, you in that fucking corner.
I said I've whined. I understand that I'm whining about it, but I'm gonna whine one more time because I'm talking about him. Yeah, really should have got a 6-pointer today. He got a 2-pointer. That's how it is. Trent and Robbo combining for a mighty 4 points. I'm getting a bit sick of those two, to be honest. They've just had that Bournemouth game.
Apart from that,
Robertson? They've been bad. I did keep Robertson and I played him to my own downfall. So the double Liverpool defence didn't pay off for me. So yeah, that's a shame. I'm looking to get rid of Robbo soon. Whether that's this week and I take some sort of hit. So if I went Robbo down to someone, I've already got 1.7 million in the bank, so I could go Robbo down to someone and then spend big bucks on someone and get an exciting pick in my team. So that's something I've got to contemplate. I had João Cancelo for his nice 12-pointer, so well done, João Cancelo. His attacking numbers, as I've mentioned previously, have been quite bad, but ultimately he's a quality player, so he can do things like smashing a goal from 25.
When a player gets like 12 points, they almost sometimes buy themselves a bit of time. Like if you're unsure about them and they bash in that, you
can't get rid of him.
Or, Joe, if you were with your 1.7 mil in the bank, if you got rid of Robbo, maybe you could even fucking transfer out someone for your beloved Raheem.
Mm-hmm.
I could, yeah. Well, I might be able to go Rodrigo to Raheem.
Oh yeah, if you did one of your 4.5 mil Brighton defenders that you're raving about, could you even do that?
Well, I've already got Estepinian, and we'll get to that in a sec. But I could go down to like a Saliba. Well, I don't want double Arsenal defence guy. Then I'm basically guaranteeing Ramsdale won't get clean sheets. That's
quite
something
fun
to consider.
to get Raheem Sterling.
Yeah, it would be fun. I guess we have sort of.
You're already the president of his fan club. Now you could, and you picked him next week to be a non-premium king of the game week.
Oh, I can't bring him in now. Oh wait, no, I didn't pick him. I got told I didn't get told I had to change. I got told that I wouldn't be able to pick him.
Maybe you could contribute to his price rise to show why.
Maybe. I guess I'll mention Estepinian as soon as I brought him up. I had Estepinian on my bench. I brought him in this week for Reece James and Rodrigo, but he's got good fixtures coming up, essentially. I thought Fulham would score in the game against Brighton. They did. He did get an assist, though, Estepinian, but what worries me is that he came off in the 63rd minute, and he came off early in the last game as well. And he did give the ball away, sort of, in the advance to Mitrovic's goal. So I don't know. I'm not sure if it was a retaliatory sub from Potter to say, "Get off, you loser, that was rubbish," or whether it was just a sub for tactical changes or trying to be more attacking in the game. But he's producing a lot of attacking threats, and he's in a very good defence. So I'm going to stick with him for now and see what Potter does with him.
Well, yeah, I mean, if I love how it's some shit. If we were picking each other's transfers, you'd end up picking Raheem. I'd end up picking fucking Nunes because BV wants me to, and then you'd pick BV, whatever the fuck.
I wouldn't pick BV. He'd be terrible.
What would you pick for me, Joe?
What would I pick for your team? You like Bruno? Maybe pick Bruno.
Oh, right. So we've all gone. Wow, we've all gone for that 9 mil mark.
Yeah.
Well, you too.
Bruno be playing Arsenal. That's a terrible shout.
Arsenal haven't been very good defensively. Apparently, they're conceding goals left and right.
If you left or right corner flag, left or right corner flag.
Oh yeah, because then when he brought in Bruno, he'd get his craved Ramsdale clean sheet. Much to his happiness, structuring his team for Bruno Fernandes.
Right.
I haven't done the rest of my team yet. I had a midfield 5. I captained Salah, instead of Haaland. There's a bit of a debate there, but I went for the more minutes guaranteed, and that didn't pay off. Unfortunately, we all went for Salah, didn't we? Which is a shame. Obviously, Haaland bagging a hat trick, like a little prick that he is. So yeah. As well, I've got Martinelli. You went for a 10. We've all got Martinelli, haven't we?
Yeah, man. You're running through, boys. We've all run through.
Cool. All right. Well, I guess someone interesting would be Aronson then. He got an assist and looked like he was going to. I talked about this much earlier as well, but I'll just do it quick. Gross got a 2-pointer. I don't think he was particularly threatening actually in the Fulham game. It's a bit of a shame because I quite like Gross, but he's definitely a hold for the upcoming games that they've got. They've got Leicester next week, like I say, and he's actually my pick to be the best differential scorer of the whole week. So I'd like to think I back him. And then just standard Haaland and Jesus up front. So, yeah.
Do you plan on selling Rodrigo? Have you already spoken about that?
I won't until we've got a bit more information. I got Rodrigo.
More information. He's fucked.
Well, he might be back for Forest in a couple of weeks' time, or he might be done for a couple of months.
He dislocated his shoulder.
No, they say he can be back soon. There's a chance he can be back soon if it's.
Oh, you just see Forest and you're just mouthwater.
This isn't just me. This isn't just me saying this. This is reputable, man.
Yeah, I know that. Jesse March said it could be. You never know with a short dislocated shoulder. It could be a week. Could be a few weeks. Whatever.
Oh, you're gonna get led on by a man. Jesse March.
I really don't think.
Yep, I know he's a man. Thank you, Dad.
I think Rodrigo will be out for at least 4 weeks.
It's likely. I do agree. I think the reason why I'm not, really rushing to get rid of him is I bought him at 6.0 and he's now 6.5. So I can afford him. I can afford him to fall, and still get the same amount of money from him if I sell him. Right. And I love that Forest game at home in a couple of weeks' time. I know he's not likely to be there, but if there's a chance.
And you'd hold him for that long? You know how many price drops he'd go through?
It's one game week.
Do you ever think that maybe you have too much of a love
Forest is
next
one game week away. They've got Brentford and then they've got Forest.
Oh, he's not making it for that.
Do you ever think that maybe you get a little too, you have too much of a love situation going on with Forest?
I don't think there's too much of... Oh, well, yeah, I don't think Forest. They've also conceded the most XG in the league.
Dan, do you think you've got too much of a love situation going on for Forest?
To be fair, but I think we cancel each other's out, because I think my love for Forest is just the same bias as Cooper's love... Oh. Totally shouldn't have called.
Cheers. Yeah. Carry on.
It's Joe's. It's Joe's love, for anti-Forest. I mean, think about it. He's non-premium king of the game weeks. He's targeting Bowen. He then targets another geezers against Forest. He's talking about Forest with a dislocated shoulder ball. On the bench. His mouth waters whenever he sees it. He'll think, someone might not start, but it's Forest.
But Dan, he didn't captain Haaland today for his 17-pointer against Forest.
Well, neither did either of you two, to be fair. I'd have loved to back against Forest.
He's got the Forest keeper. He's not going to back against... Where is he? Gonna go. Oh, I'd love Haaland to get me a few goals today against Henderson.
Yeah. But to be fair, I'm happy he's over the hump of City away. I mean, it's nice that. I mean, as a Henderson owner, as a Forest keeper owner, this is what we live for. Fucking fingers crossed, touch wood for Bournemouth at home, because. It's not Tottenham away or Tottenham at home, whatever it was.
He saved
it's not
a penalty
Man City
against
away. It's not West Ham, even though they kept a clean sheet.
He got a 14-pointer.
Finally, we get to some of the good ones. I had to have him for West Ham.
West Ham, and he saved a penalty against Spurs. I mean,
he got 9 points. So, I'm just gonna stop talking.
Play the outro.
We have got a couple of comments in the chat if we want.
Right, yeah, come on. Time for Q&A and then we're done.
Shout them out.
Yeah, a little Q&A at the end. Yeah, nice. So we got TH11. How's it going, man? Oh, very everybody responded to him. But there's some more stuff. There's some more stuff. He's said more stuff. To say I didn't have Cancelo, I had a very lucky team with this week. I'll end up with 50 points next time. Who would you get rid of? Who would you get rid of for Rodrigo? That's what I was stuck with. I went for Eze and just put him straight on my bench because he has Newcastle and Man U. Well, I mean, yeah, Dan's a big Eze advocate, to be fair.
Has he already done the move?
I think he's already done the move, yeah.
Fair play.
To be fair, I actually think there's an argument with Eze for... It's one of them, like, I'm me, myself, you know, talking to... What's his name again, Joe?
TH11.
TH11, let's just call him TH.
TH.
Yeah. We're on first name basis, yeah.
yeah. Honestly, T. It's I'm in the same boat as you. Now, the reason why I got an Eze is because, well, one of the reasons is because I saw, like, obviously Patrick Vieira say he's playing amazing, and to be fair, he's playing real well, and he's got decent XGI. Like, he's got, I think he's got 0.73 XG so far this season, and he's yet to get his first goal, so he's really knocking on the door. So it's likely with his performances and Crystal Palace playing okay, it's probably going to come. And I guess if you're backing him, the thing that some of these players, like some Crystal Palace boys, like when Gallagher got like a double-digit haul against City, or when Townsend's got a double-digit haul against City when he scored that like worldie or whatever, like a few seasons ago. Like sometimes you can just get rogue results against a better team, and then you're kicking yourself because it's like you've missed the boat even though you own the player. So like I'm okay with keeping Eze against like a Newcastle away because you don't know. There's always a few upsets each game week, and it's like it's one of them which could go either way. It's pretty much a 50-50. I can understand why you'd want to bench him, but I reckon it's a coin toss.
To be honest, if Newcastle do have defensive frailties currently with Botman and Fabian Schär's situation, I don't know if it was a rest job or whatever. I guess we wait for Eddie Howe's press conferences. Crystal Palace could potentially press them there because I guess Bruno Guimaraes is defensive cover for them, even though he doesn't sit in that four at the back. He is a good screener. So yeah, they could be frail in that regard. I don't know how well Isak did with any hold-up play. He's not really a hold-up centre forward as much as he's big. So I don't know if he is their out ball while Bruno Guimaraes isn't there to carry the ball forward. If he is their sort of out ball. Otherwise, yeah, the sort of Crystal Palace press there could work fairly well. But I guess they're also a counter-attacking team, not a pressing team. Yeah, I've sort of just contradicted myself right at the end. But I don't care anymore.
Yeah, I think if you've got as a TH, I think he's a decent start if you fancy it. Again, I'm not sure what your bench is or what your sort of transfers you've got in the bank, but yeah. I don't think that Man United game is to be turned your nose up at as well. I think Palace against United, you can see that being a decent.
Well, yeah, because I feel like the thing with United too is they have improved quite a bit, but they're still very much in a teething process. You know, we can't forget they're not suddenly. It's like how when Liverpool, for example, was conceding like a few times and having a couple draws against these teams start of the season. It's not like, oh my God, they're suddenly like a. You know, this not as good like team, like it's not like they're suddenly they're not going to get top four or something drastic in the same way that like United getting a couple good results. I mean, hell, I even saw on like, I don't know, some news websites like Man United register back-to-back wins. You know, I mean, that's some shit as if it's like noteworthy against their win at Southampton. It's like, how the hell have they gone on a back-to-back win? You know, they're not suddenly some invincibles team. So I wouldn't necessarily be licking my lips at them, but I wouldn't be quaking in my boots either.
I do think Man United have improved. I don't know if I would back Eze, because Eze plays right wing, doesn't he, for Crystal Palace?
Left.
Is it?
No, that's where Zaha plays. Does Eze not play sort of in the midfield three, but he pushes up?
As in,
they've got
midfield three.
They've got Elise on the right wing.
Oh, Elise starts. Baz.
No, Elise doesn't start.
He did start in the last game. He was really good in the last game, actually.
What happened today? Well, yesterday against Brentford.
Elise looked really positive at the post.
No, I mean formation.
Oh, Eze played, I guess like a lamb. That was the formation last time. Eze being...
Yeah, on FPL they call that a 4-3-3. I don't know how it acts in game.
And then what about last week, Dan?
Last week, I'll just get that for you now.
Was that City actually? But yeah.
Yeah, last week that was City. So he was on the
against
On
City.
the left.
What was he? Was he left wing? Oh, was Zaha was out there.
but then before Zaha's
Zaha's
against
been
like
playing
Liverpool,
striker.
someone Zaha's been there and then he's been in the left there. He's a left-sided player.
Okay, he's left-sided. Okay, sort of. To be honest, if he's up against Dallo, I sort of preferred that to before. I was thinking up against Maseda, and next to Maseda, Martinez. And I don't know how. I thought Eze would struggle against the pair of them actually. But if he's on the other side against Dallo and Varane, I actually sort of back him on that side. But I do think Palace will try and exploit Martinez's height, because I know I would. And they might play Edouard up top, or someone that's sort of
Mateta.
maybe Mateta, whoever's.
Mateta's a big
I don't
boy.
think Mateta's the best finisher,
No, he's not very good, but he's big. Play Benteke. Have they still got Benteke?
Could do. I don't know.
Yeah. No, it's
Benteke doesn't even feature on the bench if they have him. They probably don't.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, I didn't actually really have very much useful to add, to be fair.
Yeah. Anything else, or can we wrap it up?
We've actually got quite a lot of others.
Yeah, we got to get through it. Like, come on.
Oh man, right, okay. Tiller asks how we are. Firstly, we're good, thank you, mate. I think I'll speak for myself. How are you two?
I'm good.
Yeah, wonderful. Essentially runs through his team and says that he's 6.3 mil in the world. Poor guy, man. You can turn it around, but he's asking if he thinks it's time to wildcard.
Well, let's say his team.
All right, so he's got Sanchez in goal, Doherty, poor guy, Trent, Robbo, Cucurella, James. He's got Heung-min Son, Jack Harrison, Martinelli, Salah, Bernardo Silva, and Jesus Archer and Plonge. Oh, that's interesting. So no Haaland. So I mean, you've got some problems there that we can identify.
Doherty needs to go. Son is massively underperforming. You're wasting so much money on a player that just isn't performing up to a 12.5 mil standard. If you wanted to, you could even restructure and use some of the funds from Robertson while you're at it.
Danny, he's actually asked the question: one player from each of you that you would target for this week. Right. Oh, actually, wait, maybe that's a separate thing.
No, because he was saying actually wild card.
Okay, cool. I thought he was saying.
Yeah, but then he said in a separate message, one player from each.
So he's got Son, Robertson could free up a lot of funds to restructure. Jack Harrison, I kind of like, but I think he is more assist likely than goal likely.
He's got good fixtures. I don't think Harrison's his problem.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair,
Bernardo Silva's not the most explosive.
I think Son and Robertson, you can restructure those funds. Doherty, take it from a guy who's been burned by him. He has to go, blood. And then Cucurella, you can probably do better. So I think from those four players, from Son and Robertson, that's a lot of money that you can squeeze. If you can, extract 5 mil from that, surely you can improve your team by quite a lot. Doherty needs to go, and then Cucurella probably isn't the worst idea in the world to get rid of him. What are you guys?
So I think a wild card is.
I don't think a wild card is really necessary, to be honest. I think what you could do is play with it by taking the -4 and doing Son to KDB, because you cover Haaland and KDB's rested today, so he should be good in the next game, and you sort of play against that sort of anti-Haaland boat which you've already gone for. There must be a reason that you've avoided Haaland. So you go Son to KDB, and then you just do Doherty to, depending whatever you've got in the bank, if we say he's 4.7, you do Doherty to whoever else, Estepinian, I guess you double Brighton defence. Someone that you feel is a decent option at that price point. Or you wait.
Maybe Saliba.
Yeah, Saliba actually. Has he got triple Arsenal?
He hasn't got any Arsenal defence. He's just got Jesus and Martinelli. Yeah, that would
could go
Saliba.
Or you could actually wait for the predicted lineup for Spurs because of the tight schedule. I don't know if Doherty got any minutes today, but if he did, then he could be a shout for next week. I mean, he's surely due to come in at one point. Emerson's not going to keep playing.
Didn't Jed Spence actually come on as a sub before him?
Yeah, he came on in the Forest game. Whether there's some emotional factors there, obviously being a former Forest player, we don't know. Maybe he wanted some Prem minutes in his legacy in the Spurs.
So, Joe, you recommended Saliba there. Going on to TH11's question, what do you think of the Arsenal defence against United?
Oh gosh, I mean, there's a couple of factors there. I mean, emotionally, I want to say, they'll probably do rubbish because I've got Ramsdale in goal and I don't like him anymore. But Arsenal's defensive numbers have actually been quite strong.
What?
Arsenal's defensive numbers have been strong.
No, it wasn't. They shouldn't have. So you were saying you hope they do rubbish because you don't like Ramsdale anymore?
No, I was saying if I was going to talk emotionally, then I'd probably say no, they're not going to clean sheet because I've got Ramsdale in goal and my keepers are terrible. If we're going to talk critically, I don't think it's likely. I think Man United are more likely than not to score because they're a good team. But I think if you've got them and you've got sort of a bit of a shoddy bench, I think you play them. But I wouldn't bring any in this week.
Which question are we answering at the minute?
What do we think about Arsenal defenders against Man United?
I
don't think they're preferable.
I think if you've got Ramsdale, I actually think this could be a good game for him finally, because I think there'll be more attacking threat against his goal. So he should rack up some saves, and if they did manage to keep a clean sheet, you could be looking at a double digiter. So I wouldn't bench Ramsdale, especially for like a Ward.
Oh yeah, I'd keep your keeper. Keepers, to be fair, I view keepers differently to defenders. It's like, I mean, how in the way that I have Henderson in net for Forest, I would not fuck around with a Forest defender, because the thing with keepers in Ramsdale falls into this bracket albeit in a different context, in the fact that he's a keeper who could thrive on saves. You know, he has a decent number of saves in him. He's a good keeper.
So far he's only saved 2 shots per game.
Shots against him.
Yeah.
Some keepers aren't good enough to make all these saves. Some keepers, when they get faced with a lot of shots, are just going to concede because they're not to that level. Ramsdale is a good keeper, so if he's faced with lots of shots, you can see him saving quite a few. And then it's like, sure, he could still not get a clean sheet, but if he doesn't get a clean sheet, it's probably going to be a soft blank because he can make a decent number of saves. And then it's if he does get a clean sheet, then he's probably looking at bonus in quite a good, tidy points.
Moving on to the wing backs, Zinchenko, I think you bench him because if he's still injured, you don't take the risk. Then Saliba, I think if you've got Neco Williams, I'd play Neco Williams ahead of Saliba this week. If you've got Gabriel, I would play Gabriel. Because I feel like, although Saliba's obviously got some attacking returns, it's almost, I think that was his second career goal last week when he scored. I don't really think it's in him much. Whereas Gabriel, he's got the big head on him, and it could just happen. Ben White, there's no attacking threat there, so bench him for Neco Williams. Neco Williams is due a haul, I feel, and it could be this week against Bournemouth.
If it's good, Bournemouth at home, I think it's a good shout. I've actually been convinced to play Neco Williams, I think, through this pod. So Neco Williams is nice. I mean, one final thing we'll address before wrapping it up is just a final comment by our guy TH, who wonders if Perisic will be rested more and if he should get rid of him.
Just to reply to Tyler's other question, if you want our one player from each of you that you target this week, just skip to the earlier point in this pod where we run through our
well, we can just tell him the name that we each went for now. Just
let's rack up the view. Let's rack up.
No, we don't know. This guy's a commenter. Really nice to him.
You can
I can't. Yeah, remember.
So I mean, BB thinks James Ward-Prowse is going to do well this week. I think that Pascal Gross is going to do well this week, and Dan thinks that Neco Williams is going to do well.
I'd like to amend mine. Just advice for Tyler. Wait, did I go James Ward-Prowse as my differential? Not my eye test boy. Or did I go for him for both?
You went with him for your differential.
Ah, jeez. Tyler, I'd also recommend Reece James. I think he's even a captaincy shot.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are we going to tackle the Perisic one now? We have actually got another question coming now.
That's good in a way.
Okay,
in terms of the Perisic one, I think, to be fair, I wouldn't necessarily, if you're only thinking about rotation as a reason to sell him, not because of fixtures, then I reckon you keep him. I reckon wait to see what the press conferences or what like the predicted lineups are saying before it. If it's not unanimous, probably bench him because he might get rested against Fulham with the fixture congestion. But he's probably going to start more games than not. So like he'll probably get rested if I had to predict against Fulham and then come on later on. But then, you'll probably have the joy of him starting against City. So.
Again, this week I'd reiterate what I've said before. I'd say if you've got Neco Williams, you play him ahead of Perisic. If you don't have a viable bench option and you need Perisic to play, I reckon he's a sell. And otherwise, I think you sort of wait and see. If you've got Neco Williams, you wait until next week, see how many minutes he gets in the Champions League. If he doesn't rack up too many, then
because I guess the hope is, as like a Perisic owner, I've got this hope, is that hopefully Sessegnon gets played in the Champions League, and that because I think Conte targets the league more. Conte doesn't have a good record in cup competitions, he has much better records in the league domestically than the cups. But so I'd bench him if you can as your default going into this week, but I think it's a bit rash to go and sell him because he's got some holes in him. He's a good player with both attacking threat and defensive threat.
Right. If you had just one last thing for me, if you had no money in the bank, you paid you paid 6 mil, you got Rodrigo early. Who are you replacing him with this week if you had to bring in a replacement? Just literally one name from both of you, and then we'll wrap this up.
Go ahead.
What, for Rodrigo?
Yeah, 6 mil or under.
6 mil or under. My God, I'm just double checking the fixtures just before I go saying it.
Right, I'll go first. I think if you're going to do a straight swap from...
You took it out of Joe's mouth.
I wanted to say it before you said it because I wasn't...
Yeah.
No, I was going to say something different actually, but no, Aronson's a good shout. Go on, explain why Aronson, Dan, you do my work for.
Because he's got good
fixtures
and...
I'll take that.
He's got some threat.
Fair enough.
I'll take that.
Yeah. I'm going to say 2 names really quickly. Gross, Sinister.
He asked for 1.
What are you doing?
You can't buy 2 transfers now. Give him 1. Not for 1 spot anyway, just to clarify before you call me an idiot.
Alright, gross.
Yes, lovely. Right, well, let's wrap this up. Thank you, everyone.
Wait, is there any other questions quickly? Just to blitz through?
No, we're not accepting any more questions.
Have we answered them all, Joe?
And a couple of messages have been retracted. I'm not sure why that happened. Did you ban comments or something, BB?
People retract.
Have we answered everything on there?
Retract.
Because we can at least just acknowledge.
Yeah.
We have. No, we're done. Right. Okay. Thank you all very much for watching.
Thank you for your questions and engagement. It's been nice having it as a live stream because it feels like we've got a couple of fans. Dare I call you fans? Probably a bit premature in our relationship, but I'm already in bed with you.
To say it in a slightly nicer way, thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming.
For God's sake. Yeah, no, yes, thank you, TH11. Yeah,
Number
number one
one
fan,
fan.
absolute
What's
legend.
TH said?
He's got himself number one fan. Yeah, excellent,
Honestly,
man.
you know,
Good,
the
good, good.
dyslexia in me saw that as not fan, as in like he's not a fan. Goodbye.
See you later.
I rate that he's watching.
Right.
Yeah, nice fun. Cheers, TH11. We'll see you next time. Because I think, are we going to do our podcasts live from now on? I quite like.
We have the Q&A section now.
Can we make them shorter? I have to get a train at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, yeah, because this is an hour on us for efficiency. But that's...
We need to set out a
We can
game
up
plan
our
of
game.
actually trimming this down rather than just saying before, like, right, we'll do it quicker this time. We need to just really have good subsections where we can just bash it.
Let's go. See you later, boys.
Bye,
Goodbye.
everybody.
Thanks for watching.